Your cat has never once said "I love you," but if she could talk, she'd tell you exactly what she wishes you did for her every single day. And that's exactly what we're uncovering today, the 6 things your cat wishes you do every day. You already know you love your cat. But cats don't measure love the way we do. They measure it in small daily moments most owners walk right past without realizing it. Here's the strange truth about cats. They are constantly telling us what they need. We just weren't taught their language. And because of that, most loving, devoted cat owners are unknowingly missing the small daily actions that matter most to their cat, not out of neglect, but simply because no one ever explained what a cat actually needs to feel safe, understood, and deeply loved. And I promise you at least one of these is going to make you think, wait, I had no idea that mattered this much to her. Let's start with the one most owners get almost right, but not quite. 1. Interactive play that satisfies the hunt. Your cat isn't just playing when she pounces on that feather wand, she's completing a hunting sequence wired into her brain for thousands of years. Stalk, chase, pounce, catch. Veterinary behaviorists call this a fixed action pattern, and once it starts, her nervous system wants to see it through to the end. Left unfinished, it tends to resurface as 6 a.m. ankle attacks, or that 2 a.m. sprint owners call the zoomies. The fix? Move the toy like it's fleeing, not attacking, and always let her catch it. One owner's destructive rescue cat stopped her midnight sprints almost overnight once every session ended in a real catch. Physical play, though, is only half the story. There's a second language your cat speaks constantly, one so quiet most owners miss it completely. 2. Slow blinking and calm communication. If your cat has ever locked eyes with you and slowly closed hers, that's not sleepiness. Researchers at the University of Sussex found that cats who receive a slow blink are more likely to blink back and approach afterward. It's earned the nickname the cat smile, because in the wild, holding steady eye contact reads as a threat, while closing your eyes near another creature is a sign of trust. Most owners never send it back, simply because we're taught to look for love in noise, not stillness. Try it tonight, soften your gaze, blink slowly, look away, then back. That's the whole habit. But none of this works if your cat doesn't feel safe engaging with you in the first place. And that depends on something most owners get exactly backwards. 3. Respecting personal space and choice. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do for your cat is nothing at all. Cats descend from solitary hunters who survived by controlling their own space, so being picked up uninvited or petted past a flicking tail doesn't feel like affection, it feels like losing control, something behaviorists link to real stress in indoor cats. The fix. Let your cat come to you instead of the other way around. Extend a hand low and still, and let her decide. One owner's standoffish cat of years started sleeping on her chest nightly within a month of this one change. This doesn't mean cats don't crave affection, they absolutely do. They just want it delivered in a very specific way. 4. Gentle affection. On the cat's terms. Not all petting lands the same way. Cats have zones where touch genuinely feels good, the ears, cheeks, and chin, and zones that quickly tip into overstimulating, like the belly, tail base, and long strokes down the back. This is the real reason behind something almost every owner has experienced, the affectionate pet that suddenly turns into a bite. Vets call it petting-induced overstimulation, and it isn't aggression, it's a nervous system hitting its limit with no polite way to ask you to stop, usually with a tail flick as warning seconds before. The fix is about rhythm, pet for 3 or 4 seconds, pause, and let her lean back in if she wants more. One behaviorist traced a client's cat's random attacks to sessions that simply ran too long, shortening them, solved it entirely. Affection matters, but there's something even more fundamental underneath all of it. something that decides whether your cat feels safe enough to want affection at all. 5. Predictable routines that lower stress. If your cat could ask for one gift, it probably wouldn't be a toy, it would be knowing what happens next. Cats are built on pattern recognition, and studies on feline stress consistently link inconsistent feeding times and chaotic schedules to elevated stress markers, the kind that can show up as overgrooming, hiding, or appetite changes. To us, an unpredictable schedule feels like flexibility. To a cat, it can feel like the ground constantly shifting beneath her. The fix doesn't require rigid perfection, just reasonable consistency in meals, litter box location, and daily rhythm, with big changes introduced gradually. One shelter behaviorist noted that cats from chaotic backgrounds showed measurable improvement within weeks of nothing more than a steady routine. And that brings us to the final habit, the quietest one on this list. And, honestly, the one almost nobody thinks to try. 6. Quiet companionship without demands. This last one isn't something you do to your cat, it's something you do near her. Cats seek out the room where their person is sitting even with zero petting involved. Something behaviorists call social buffering. Your mere presence lowers her stress, no interaction required. Most owners assume this moment doesn't count since nothing's happening, so they reach for their phones instead. Try it once a day, just sit nearby without engaging her at all. Owners who do this often watch a cat who never sits with anyone start curling up close within days, simply because nothing was asked of her. So here's what all 6 of these really have in common. None of them cost money, and none require special products. What they require is attention, the kind that notices a slow blink, a flicked tail, a quiet choice to stay close. Cats don't say "I love you" the way we do. They say it in restraint, in patience, in the small ways they let us into their world on their own terms. And the owners whose cats seem the most bonded aren't usually the ones buying the fanciest toys, they're the ones who learnt to listen in a language that doesn't use words. Your cat has probably been telling you this all along. Maybe today's the day you finally hear it. Now, I'd genuinely love to know, which of these 6 do you already do without realizing it? And which one surprised you the most? Drop it in the comments, I read every one. If this helped you understand your cat a little better, hit like, subscribe for more science-backed cat content, and share it with a fellow cat lover. Your cat's already grateful. Now she just needs you to know it.